So you've been pretty productive in your life, in terms of being able to have so many careers and succeed at them. What do you think's led to that kind of productivity? Do you think it's just being an adrenaline junkie, looking for risk, looking for thrill, or do you think, I don't know, you just like to, when you do something, you like to knuckle down and do it?
I think that last comment is it. When I like to do something, I really knuckle down and do it. I focus on it. I'm willing to, when I'm interested in something or want something, I am willing to really dedicate myself to it.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you say it seems like I've been productive because, I do focus on time management to a great extent in the coaching that I do and helping people. I empower people to transform their relationship with time, which is not just coming up with time management strategies or methods, but having people explore the way they think about time and the way they're using their time, which allows people to start using their time in a more satisfying way. That's really what I like to do is work with people who are, at the end of the day, want to feel satisfied with what they've done, whatever that means for them. And part of the reason why I am so interested in that is because I feel like it's something that I've struggled with, a lot of my life. I've struggled with procrastination. There have been, you know, periods of weeks or months even where I feel like I really haven't done much with my life.
Hmm.
So it's funny to hear somebody say, "Oh, it seems like you've been really productive," but I think that really has been it. Is at times when I found something that I was very interested in, it's being able to really commit myself to it. And I think that's a big part of it, being willing to commit to something and give it, your full attention.
Yeah.
Um, and also persistence is important. I mean, because the ability to really commit 100% to something is valuable, but also it can be hard to sustain. And if you're talking about a career, or if you're talking about goals like getting a top score on the LSAT, the law school admission test, and getting into a top law school, these are things that can take a long time. And so there's a lot to be said for developing good habits and just developing persistence and resilience, something that's going to allow you to keep going and make incremental progress at the times when you don't have the energy to go all in, if that makes sense.
Hmm. No, no, it does. So how would you manage your time? Like on a daily basis, weekly basis, whatever.
Yeah, so one of the methods that I personally use that I really like is Ryder Carroll's bullet journal method. I think a lot of people have heard about bullet journaling. It's become a popular thing, and I read Ryder Carroll's book, The Bullet Journal Method. I've seen his videos that he has online, and started using that system and found it very useful because it's very flexible. It can be very structured. In fact, I have my bullet journal sitting right here on my desk, but it's basically just keeping a journal with a daily to-do list, or I call it a today list. Right, a lot of people have to-do lists. And the
Yeah.
problem with to-do lists is they get very, very long, and we
Yeah.
keep adding things to them. And sometimes it's really frustrating or overwhelming because they don't seem like they're getting shorter.
Hmm.
So I think it's very valuable to have a to-do list, but also a today list.
Yeah.
So my today list just has the things that I'm going to do today, and I try to keep that as realistic as possible, which is also an ongoing experiment. I might say,
Yeah.
okay, here's my list of 10 things that I want to do today, and then realistically, I'm going to get 6 of them done.
Hmm.
So maybe tomorrow I'll shoot for just 6 or even 5. Like, let's get 5 done. And I
Hmm.
think this is really difficult for some people too. Is you have your long, long list of things that you want to do, tasks that you want to complete, and we might say, well, pick 5 that you're going to work on today. And people say, how can I only pick 5? There's so many that I
Yeah.
need to do. Well, are you going to get them all done? Like, if you
Yeah.
put 15 things on your to-do list for today, how many are you realistically going to get done? You're not going to get all 15 done, so why even worry about it? Let's focus on realistic first. And this has been really helpful for me is developing realistic expectations, sometimes scaling back my expectations a little bit and saying, let me get the three most important things that I need to get done today. That's all I'm going to put on my list. And if I get them all done by lunchtime, great. I can put 3 more things on my list.
Hmm.
And really doing it that way, scaling back a little bit and then building up. If I really feel like I should be getting 6 or 7 things done every day, well, let's get 3 things done first, and then build up. And that's kind of that persistent habit forming
Mm-hmm.
that can be so valuable. Um, that leads to long-term habits that you actually can sustain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say habits are made in like, what is it, like a month, 21 days, 28 days or something. I don't believe that though. Because I
What
feel
do you
like,
believe?
I feel like for me, at a month, like it's either going to go well or it's going to completely fail.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll either stop doing what I'm trying to do, or if I continue, then it's going to be maybe another couple of weeks probably until it's a habit.
Mm-hmm. So
I feel
it
like it.
sounds like you're saying that a month isn't really enough, or 20 days isn't
Yeah,
really enough to develop habits.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think it takes a lot longer.
and I would totally believe that. That totally makes sense, and that's why I think one of the things I enjoy about the coaching that I do is that this Socratic method, this professional 5-year-old method of coaching, where I ask a lot of questions, works really well for people who are trying to improve their time management skills, because it is a little different for everybody. And this is one of the things that I think stresses people out, or I see stressing people out, is you have a lot of great tips and methods and suggestions and ideas that people put out there. Like, oh, it takes 21 days to create a habit, or it takes 1 month to create a habit. And I think these are guidelines and are true for some people, but not universally true for everyone. Or
Yeah,
even like the bullet journal method. Like, I love the bullet journal method, and I know other people who love the bullet journal method.
yeah, I
But
like
there
it.
are, you do it? You use it?
Well, I have a bullet journal and I like do the little dots and the little arrow things that they
Hmm.
have and the boxes. I like that. It's just simple, but it gets the job done.
Yeah. And that's exactly how many people feel about it. Other people don't like the bullet journal method at all. I've talked to
Mhm.
people who said, yeah, I tried it, I don't like it. And my answer to that is great, fine, let's find something else that works for you. Is it a
Mhm.
Google Calendar? I'm working with a client recently who, has their whole life organized in their Google Calendar. And they're not interested in a bullet journal at all. And that's great. We'll work with that. We'll figure
Yeah.
out how to make that system work for them. So I think that's very important when people are talking about being productive, time management, any of these topics. There are a lot of good suggestions out there and ideas and methods, but it does take some experimenting to find the method or combination of methods that works for you. And I think the important message is, if someone tries something and it doesn't work for them, that's totally okay. That's just information. That's
Mhm.
just an experiment that you've learned from. So if you're trying to create a habit and 21 days later that's not enough for you, okay, fine. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong. It's just, now what else are we going to do to make this work?
Hey guys, thank you so much for getting to the end of that episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more things like that, click here and don't forget to subscribe.